Let's master builderize another kid's Lego model. Lots of good options today, but something about this one is calling to me. What I love about this design is the immediacy and the simplicity of it. You look at it and it screams lemon, in addition to the terrifying whispers. Just gonna ignore those. The designer also uses the stud out technique similar to last week's frog, and that lets them get this slight amount of detail on there. It's really hard to make something that tapers like a lemon does, and this is an effective way to do it. It's subtle, but it really adds to the model, so let's try and do it justice.
We're gonna add some curves to a plate 4 times, then make 2 little walls with snot bricks.
And just a quick PSA about snot bricks, because I talk about them all the time. It doesn't actually refer to snot, it stands for studs, not on top, and it lets us build sideways, like with this nose. Snot bricks are super useful, and I include them in almost every one of my builds. Even this one. We use the snot bricks to hold these 2 walls together this way. So we have studs on all the sides and create a perfect circle, which is going to act as the center of our lemon. Now we can use more of these to start tapering the bottom.
Add more snot bricks. Then we build a little curved T that will connect all of this. The hard part is filling in here. Let's take this off for now. Give ourselves some more studs to work with. More curves, both sides. I'm going to attach some snot bricks here and you'll see why in a minute. However, these do make it so that this won't fit. So we essentially give it a little cutout. And that one stud is all we need to add our curves. We repeat that all around. And then on these studs, we add 1x1 bricks. Now we can put this back on, and I did reinforce it so that it rests against the inside. And then we use these bricks to make the corner. We slot it into there and do the same for the other corners. Add a jumper and a nubbin, and then we have the bottom of our lemon. Now, lemons are oblong. So for the top, we're gonna do basically the same thing, but with taller tiles.
Nice.
In addition to making this longer, we also have to add an extra little bump up here. So we build a little tower using a whole lot of snot bricks, and then we kind of finagle this in here. Easy. Slopes, brick, curves, and a couple plates give us our big nubbin. Little nubbin, big nubbin. We use rounded pieces to finish out the corners. Now it's looking pretty lemony, but we need the stem. We build what is essentially another frog bicep, attach it to a rod, and pop it on top. Some more brown for the rest of the tree branch, and we add a unikitty tail for a nice flourish. You thought I forgot the unikitty tail.
Our lemon's looking good, but we're not quite done, because we can set it out under the hot Arizona sun to ripen. It's hot. And then we can take our chef's knife and slice right into it to get some fresh lemon. I really enjoyed over-engineering this simple shape, but you just can't beat the immediate simplicity of the original. So I think I prefer this lemon over this one. If you're the one who built this, excellent work.
So last week I made a video in which I took this model that a child made and master builderized it. And in that video I mentioned how obvious it is that this model is meant to be a lemon.
You look at it and it screams lemon.
And now don't get me wrong, I love each and every person who watches my videos and comments on them, but I got literally thousands of comments in which you said that this was a pineapple. And I'm sorry, but there is no way this is a pineapple. I have to stand up, I'm getting heated. And I would like to present Exhibit A, a real pineapple. Quick side by side. Now let's talk about this. I would say that the defining feature of this pineapple is big spiky leaves. This is 6 inches of pineapple body and 7.5 inches of spiky leaves. It's more spiky leaf than pineapple. Quick side by side with a real lemon. And now back to the Lego model. Not a lot of green. Quick side by side with the real lemon. If there was way more green up here, sure, but I just think this is supposed to be a lemon leaf. And yes, lemons you buy at the grocery store don't have leaves. And look, maybe this is just an Arizona thing, but I feel like a pretty common experience here is your grandma bringing over a big paper bag of lemons from her tree, and half of them still have leaves on them. I brought you 65 lemons from my tree. Maybe you could make lemonade. Aw, thanks, Grandma, you say, knowing full well that 35 of those lemons are gonna go bad before you have a chance to use them. And look, I could be completely wrong. But with the power of imagination, we can make it whatever we want it to be, and I chose lemon. But I gotta listen to you guys in the comments, so let's build a pineapple. So we're gonna start with a core of snot bricks. Build this up, maintaining our 5x2 ratio, and then build out the sides with brick, and then use plates to match the new width. Then we use more plates to round it out to match our original model. Now we can take these faces off to decorate them. I foolishly cut the pineapple before filming this, so I can't use it as a visual aid, but we wanna make a pattern that mixes green, yellow, and tan. We'll add some tan studs all around, and then I swap out the middle plate with some jumpers to maintain the spacing on our green pieces. This is coming out almost like a tiki pattern. I really like it. Pop that on there and repeat all around. We give it that slight bump on the top and the bottom. And for the leaves, we put these little bars on a plate with some clips, big curved brick. We repeat that 3 more times. Pop that right there, the jumper in the middle. And then we're pretty much gonna repeat that pattern. But each layer after the second is gonna have smaller leaves. So they're all gonna terminate at about the same point, which will give it a very natural look when we fold all of these up. Perfect. And there's our lemon, I mean pineapple. And here's a side-by-side with our inspiration model, which I do maintain is a fantastic and simple interpretation of a fruit. As far as which fruit, I will let you guys in the comments decide. It's a decent pineapple. So last week I made a video in which I took this model that a child